Foldable phones are a niche category of devices, and let's not even mention about flippables, which I fondly give it this term because it is a flip phone. So the de facto leader for this kind of form factor is no doubt Samsung, and there's only just a handful of manufacturers that does such kind of form factor. So this is the Vivo X Flip, which is Vivo's very first flippable, and is the direct competitor to Samsung's Z Flip 4 as well as probably the upcoming Z Flip 5. So the state of flippables right now is that everybody has been competing on their external displays, on what you can do with it, and of course as well as how durable it really is. The Vivo X Flip is an excellent flippable, but it still has some hits and misses. So here's what you need to know about it in today's video. So Vivo has gotten a lot of things right on its first foldable, and that includes this case that it includes inside the box. As you can see, the Vivo X Flip is now inside the case, and it's not any cheap TPU case that Vivo has given, which is in fact a hard case, as you can see right here, that makes the phone really premium with this chrome plastic finishing, and it is a two-part case that covers both the top and bottom of the phone. Now, once you take off the case, you will be able to see this great design that Vivo has done here. Just like the X Fold 2 that we reviewed a couple of weeks ago, the X Flip really makes a great fashion statement because it has this fox leather texture that feels very nice to the touch. It does not attract smudges, let alone if you are someone that tends to drop your phone a lot, you will not need to be worried about replacing the glass on the back or whatsoever, but you will still need to be careful of this large 3-inch cover display right here. So once you open up the Vivo X Flip, you will see a 6.74-inch display. This is slightly larger than Samsung's Z Flip 4, by the way, by just 0.04 inches. This is a full HD Plus display that refreshes at 120 Hz. It is a very bright and beautiful display, and I really love the touch response on it. But the thing about it is that Vivo just doesn't seem to fix the crease issue that everybody has been complaining on almost every foldables out there. In fact, this crease is actually very noticeable, and it is as noticeable as the Z Flip 4s, which I'm actually quite surprised. I mean, Chinese phone manufacturers have advanced way more than Samsung when it comes to managing all these display creases, but Vivo just doesn't seem to have fixed it on here. But they have actually done a pretty good job on the X Fold 2 that we reviewed last time. So yeah, this is something that I'm actually a little disappointed on the phone. But otherwise, I have to say that the hinge design is very solid on this phone. It feels very nice to open and close, and it feels like something that you can actually use it on a daily basis. Another thing that I really like about the X Flip's hinges is that it doesn't have a gap on the display, unlike the Z Flip 4, which irks me a lot whenever it has a gap, as dust tends to go in every time. But despite its great build quality and a gapless design here, it unfortunately doesn't get IPX7 water resistance, just like the Z Flip 4, which is actually kind of a letdown. Now let's talk about the external display, because I think this is a crucial feature that we need to talk about, as this is going to be something that flippables are going to compete in years to come. Now the Vivo X Flip features a very nice 3-inch external display, and as you can see, it has a very nice clock style. I've set a corgi avatar here that is really cute, and every time when I touch on it, it shows a different animation, and that is really cute. And I can switch to different clock styles by just swiping to the left here, and this is another really nice clock style with a jellyfish right here. And if you swipe again, this gives you another clock face. And finally, this is where you get to access some information such as weather, your clock, get access to the phone, as well as a pedometer. Now once you swipe up, it reveals a list of preset apps that you can configure inside the phone to launch on the external display. Now unfortunately, this is not as functional as the Moto Razr 2022 that I reviewed previously. You can't have every apps run on this external display, which is quite a shame, you know, because there are times that you might just want to quickly check on Facebook or whatsoever, but those apps cannot be added onto the external display, which is actually a shame here. But otherwise, these are some of the apps that is fully optimized for the external display, such as, for example, if I head on over to calendar, and as you can see, it actually shows in a very optimized view on the external display, which I think is great that Vivo has done something like this. So if you access the camera, you do also get a very nice familiar camera interface. You can switch between portrait, photo, and video, which is way more useful than the Z Flip 4's display, but I'm sure that is going to change soon when the Z Flip 5 releases. So you can shoot 4K videos and take photos directly from its 50 megapixel main camera and 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera, and that is actually a great feature of any other flippable phones out there. You can even do things such as applying filters and so on, which is something that I don't find other flippable phones do, because you can configure what kind of filter profile that you want directly from the home screen. But most importantly, you can actually view your gallery of photos throughout the external display, which is way more useful than any flippable phones that I've seen. So these are some of the photos that I've taken with the Vivo X Flip, which I'll show in a bit later, but I just want to show you guys that you can actually just browse your photos without opening your phone, and I think that is a really great feature to have. Now, of course, you can also make phone calls right here, and as you can see, the dialer app has been customized to make it fit this entire external display really well. Yeah, and it's really nice to just type on the dial pad like this, which is super cool, and you simply just make calls like this and talk through the speakerphone. All right, let's talk about the software. Now, this is Origin OS, just like the Vivo X Fold 2, because this is a China exclusive phone, and I can tell that Origin OS is a way nicer operating system than FunTouch OS, that is a global software for all Vivo phones. I'm not going to talk about the widgets and all anymore, because you guys could just go check out the X Fold 2 video that I did earlier, all right? Now, in terms of specs, the Vivo X Flip is no slouch. It is powered by a Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. It has 12 gigabytes of RAM and up to 512 gigabytes of storage, just like any other flippable phones out there. Unlike other flippables, Vivo has not compromised the cameras on the Vivo X Flip. In fact, this dual camera array here has the same sensors that's found on the more expensive Vivo X Fold 2. The main camera is a 50 megapixel f1.8 sensor, while the ultra-wide camera is a 12 megapixel sensor. So these cameras actually take very good photos, as you can see in these camera samples right now. It takes naturally saturated photos with great dynamic range, and the portrait mode on this phone is just as good as the Vivo X Fold 2, as it does a great object separation really well. Now, if you flip open the screen, of course, you still get a front-facing camera in this punch hole cutout right here, and this is not any bad resolution camera, by the way. It is in fact a 40 megapixel selfie camera, and I think it really takes great selfie photos, and it's one of the best that I have seen on a flippable phone. Now, aside from its great photography capabilities, the Vivo X Flip is also a really great vlogging machine. As you can see, I'm recording this video with the main camera, but recording through the external display will limit the resolution at 1080p at 30 frames per second, which is actually a weird decision because the camera hardware itself, and if you use the main display to capture videos, it actually supports up to 4K 60 FPS. So I'm not sure why Vivo is limiting this on the external display, but yeah, it's nonetheless a little disappointing that I can't take 4K 60 FPS through the external display when I'm actually shooting with the main camera. Another thing that the Vivo X Flip is better than its competition is its large 4400 mAh battery, which is the largest battery capacity that you can find on flippables at this point of time. And it has no issues lasting me a full heavy work day with a 4 to 5 hour screen on time and connected to 5G networks. Though it doesn't come with wireless charging, it comes with 44 watts of Vivo Flash Charge, which is way better than slow wireless charging and slow wired charging. And whenever I run low on battery, sometimes if I use the phone too heavily, I can simply just juice it up in no time. Overall, the Vivo X Flip is an excellent flippable, but it is not perfect either. But for a first generation product from Vivo, I have to commend them for putting such a great hardware and software into this device here that already wins so many of its competition out there. Now, this phone is not available for purchase in Malaysia, but if you would like to get one, I've left a link down below to a great importer that imports this phone in. So this phone does not come with any international based software. It runs on Origin OS, so you gotta install Google Play Store by yourself inside. It already has the GMS framework already pre-installed, so all you need to do is to just install Google Play Store, sign into your Google account, and you can use it basically just like any other Android phone out there. So yeah, this phone is a great phone and I really love it. So thanks for watching today's video. If you love this video, do give us a thumbs up, and if you would love to check out the Vivo X Fold 2 review, we have actually linked it out in the thumbnail right there, so make sure you click on it and check out what we have to say about it. As for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.